Hey, everybody. Welcome to week 2 of the San Diego high school football season. I say 2 strugglingly because I don't know if last week was 0 or this week is 1 or this is 1 and then 2. But hey, it just weekish, 2-ish, football-ish. It's back. Everyone's playing this week. We still got a lot of intersection games, so more games to talk about every week. But before we go any further, got to introduce our special guest, Raymond Brown from San Diego Football Network. He is your man for all things, all levels. He's the only one doing it from high school up through the professional ranks. Make sure you check out everything that he is doing, including his awesome game coverage, which, man, your videography on point so far this season. You got that 1080p vision out there on the field. Raymond, thank you for joining us. Let's talk about this weekend. I'm going to call it the weekend because it's Thursday through Saturday that we got games. So we'll call it weekend number 1 of your games that you saw both in person and results wise. Let's start with the in person. Friday, you were at Grossmont's win over San Diego. Saturday, you were at Granite Hills beating Mission Hill. So let's start with that Grossmont game.
Yes. This was a huge game because Grossmont, they haven't won a game in like 2 years. Um, I remember years back, Grossmont was playing El Camino, and everybody thought that El Camino was just going to dominate. And surprisingly, Grossmont came out there, made some plays, and they got the win. And I left that stadium thinking, yo, this Grossmont team is different. We might see something from them. And like since then, they've only won like one game prior to this weekend. So this was a huge game. They made a coaching change. Anthony Lawrence, all-time leading passer at Grossmont, all-time leading passer at USD. Now it's a head coach. Um, they got off to a slow start. San Diego High scored first, got the touchdown. There was some turnovers early in the game, but Grossmont got their wings. They um they made some plays and they got it done.
So tell us what you saw from Grossmont this year in terms of one win we want to celebrate and not get hyperbolic and say, are they the real deal and legit? But you feel like this was not a, beginner's luck, if you will, for Coach Lawrence. Like, you feel like this was probably a sign of good things to come for this season for Grossmont, yes?
I think it's definitely those seniors. They don't want to go out like they did last year. 0-10 is embarrassing. No one wants to be 0-10. So they wanted to get this out the way immediately, just so they don't, just to get off that, just to get the streak off. So it was exciting. The kids were excited about it. Um, I want to say they're going to turn things around, but I said that last time when they beat El Cobido, so I don't know yet. But I'm just happy they got this one
This
off.
time around.
Yeah.
Good idea to lay off of that one. We'll transition then on that note to the other side, San Diego. Give us a little something on what you saw from the Capers.
They're a really young team. I like their passing game. They got two big targets at receiver. They just got a lot of work to do. They're new. Coach Sid Reed is in his second year. I have confidence that they'll turn it around. But they got off to a hot start. I was happy the way they started, but Grossmont was too much for them. They Grossmont had too many playmakers. Hudson Herbert is the truth. I told him he looked like Anthony Lawrence out there a little bit. Um, Josh Ferrara is for real. His safety, his senior safety, he had 2 interceptions. He had one of the best corner of the end zone catches that I've seen in a while. So yeah, both teams going in different directions. But this is only week one. No, no, not week 0, not week 2, week 1. Just to let you know.
Appreciate the clarification on that. Let's talk about the Saturday game that you watched then. Granite Hills beats Mission Hills in something that probably some groups of people said, hey, I saw it coming. Some people are like, whoa, I'm so confused. Because granted, jumping up into Division One this year, that's a big time win to open the season. It was your slated like game of the week that you were really most interested in. You got to probably see the most interesting of the results. Tell everybody what you saw.
Yeah, man, Granite Hills look amazing. They look a lot better than everyone's giving them credit for. And this is without their probably one of the best receivers in the county. Um, that offensive line dominated, especially early on. They are big, they are skilled. I love what I've seen out of them. That run game is crazy. Isaiah Jackson is the truth. Maxwell Turner is the truth. Both of them combined, it's going to be hard to stop on defense. And they're good on all sides of the ball. Defense, I would argue that they got the best safety tandem in the county. I think along with Madison. It's between Granite Hills and Madison who got the best safety tandem in the county. No, Nikio Maddox and Jordan Glaze, man, those are some playmakers. I think Mission Hills was having a bit of a quarterback controversy going into this game. They didn't decide who their starter was until the first snap. So they went with a younger guy. He was having trouble getting any passes off because that secondary is mean. I mean, I told you about the safeties, but they also got some cornerbacks who got like a little no fly zone thing going. So yeah, Mr. Hills got off to a real slow start, and that cost them. That cost them the game. It was when they finally got something going, it was too late at that point. So Granite Hill's gonna shock a lot of people this year.
Oh, maybe not, because you have already officially brought them up as of week 1. So hopefully the people are getting the message early and often about Granite Hills this year. From the rest of the games in week 1, anything else that caught your eye that you were not at, but you're like, whoa, I gotta talk about that a little bit.
And a shout out to Brant Baker from El Camino, 7 touchdown passes against Valley Center, and his one of his main targets, Chancellor Chopper, one of the best receivers in the county, 4 touchdowns catches. Great stats for them, man.
Yeah, Chancellor Choppa at El Cap putting up a huge starting point for the season. On doing the hilarious on pace. He's on pace for 40 plus touchdowns this year, which would be awesome.
I think he could do it.
Hey, you know what?
I'm calling it now. El Capitan, Mount Miguel, Grossmont Valley League Championship.
Okay, I love it.
Here
we go. Put it in the record books. We will put that on the social. He is calling it now. Raymond Brown. You can follow all of his stuff at San Diego Football Network on social and online. He is covering some of the best and most interesting angles of high school football here. Raymond, let's shift then to week 2. Got games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, as always. Got a lot of the Thursday games. Anything specific jump out at you on that schedule? Because I'm looking at Grossmont Olympian as another interesting one, because we got to see how hot Grossmont can start the season. Vista Ramona should be a pretty interesting game. Hoover put up a ton of yards in week 1. San Ysidro should be a winnable game for them. And a 2-0 Hoover's kind of cool. What out of anything on Thursday catches your eye?
Thursday. I like what Hoover did, man. Hoover, I saw their show where they was looking for get back. They're going on a little revenge tour. I like that attitude from them. And the revenge tour started off nice. They got their get back win over Mountain Empire. Sir Darius Audrey's the truth. He put up some big numbers. Noriega transfer from Olympian. We knew he was going to do some special things. And Xavier Williams put himself on the map with a big game. I think he had over 200 yards receiving. So I love what Hoover's doing, and I think that's a very winnable game at San Ysidro.
San Ysidro coming off of a loss to Kearney in week 1. Kearney's a really good offensive team. Kearney showed out a little bit on the defense. I think that, and Hoover, like San Ysidro starting out with a really tough road early on in this season, that, to kind of paraphrase what you had said about Granite Hills, surprised me. Like, this stretch of teams for San Ysidro to start out the season will kind of surprise some people about how difficult of a gauntlet it is. So San Ysidro, they need to keep it close, but this could be.
They lost a lot of good players, but they got some good players on their team, but they lost a lot. So it's going to be kind of like a rebuilding process. So yeah, it's going to be a little long season for them.
Potentially, I look at some of the later games down the road for San Ysidro as very winnable, and they can be competitive. But yeah, okay. So then on to the Friday games. We pull up the schedule here. Schedules, as always, courtesy of Scorebook Live. We appreciate everything that SP Live Sports does for us. Looking up and down the schedule, we obviously have an ESPN broadcast of Carlsbad, Mater Dei Catholic. I think results from week 1 showed that it will most likely be Carlsbad in control of that game for most, if not all of it. That's actually a Saturday game as I'm looking up and down the schedule now. First one I want to talk with you about, Raymond, though, is Del Norte and LCC on Friday. That seems like that is a huge early season. Like that is going to be a heavyweight fight, it looks like, in terms of the offensive side. What do you think about that game?
Del Norte is coming in there full of confidence after beating a great Torrey Pines team. If they can beat 2 Avocado League teams in a row, wow. Yeah, I love what I see from Del Norte. Snyder is the truth. Olsen is the truth. Congratulations on the first win for Nick Barnett. He's got them balling. and I like what I see. I think they got a chance to pull off another one. Although LCC, they looked very impressive against University City. Um, Andrew Mays is going to be hard to stop. I loved how he runs. Yeah, that's going to be a great game, and that's going to show a lot about what Del Norte looks like and how they're going to do this season. They look like they're Avocado League ready, so we'll see.
Next game I want to talk with you about for Saturday is Poway at Saints. This also seems like a pair of teams who have very bright futures, and it's a pretty heavyweight battle here in week 2. What do you got on Poway Saints?
Wow, yeah, both teams are looking to break into the top 10, looking to earn that respect. Um, as I said to you earlier, man, Saints, they had a young team last year. They really had some growing to do, and this year, we expected them to beat Patrick Henry, so I'm not really looking at that. But this is going to be the game to see if they turn it around or not. If we can get a glimpse of the old Saints that we know and love. So yeah, I love it, man. And Poway, I think they're a team on the rise as well. They lost a lot of great players, but they did great against Rancho Bernardo, big rivalry game. They players stepped up. It's a close one. This is going to be a good game. I can't even pick a winner, man.
Fair enough.
Because these teams are so evenly matched. It's crazy.
On to Saturday, then we got as I mentioned initially incorrectly about the date, but Saturday, Mater Dei Catholic, Carlsbad. Largely, I think Carlsbad, we can talk about them every single week being the team that de facto we're going to expect to win. I don't see any reason at this point from what they showed in week 1 to doubt them on any of the games in their schedule. So we will leave Carlsbad as we expect them to win. We're not going to ask you to pick against them, but of what you saw in week 1 from Carlsbad, how good do you think this team can be this year?
They look like a team on a mission, man. Going to 3 straight open divisions. Nobody wants to be the Buffalo Bills of the San Diego section, man. So they're on a mission to get to the open division and win it. They gotta win it. And Mater Dei, I was disappointed in the way they played. I thought they was gonna come out better, but to their credit, Cathedral just look a lot better than we've seen them in years. Jack Stevens is playing well. He's on a mission. He's got to he added some tools to his arsenal. So who knows, man? Just because what we seen last year don't mean last week don't mean nothing. I mean, Mater Dei could come out and surprise some people. Because didn't this game go into overtime last year?
Did indeed.
So we know better than to count out Mater Dei. I mean, they went 0-4 and then went on that run. So they do need to pick it up, though.
The optimism there. All right, so Raymond, closing out, we want everyone to go check out San Diego Football Network.com, check out everything that you're doing on social, a lot of great stuff. Anything else from week 2 coming up that you think people need to be looking out for, or anything that you are going to be doing or producing content-wise that people should be on the look for?
Madison at Steel Canyon is going to be a great game. Steel Canyon probably got one of the best offensive lines in the county. That's going to be a great matchup with them and that Madison defense. Like I said, probably the best safety tandem in the county next to Granite Hills with Tololo and Hughes. So we need to do a poll, man. Who got the best safety tandem in the county, Madison or Granite Hills? And if any other teams up in that mix, those are only 2 I can think of right now. Just got 2 standout.
Well, and we get better results when people angrily DM us going, what about us? What about us? It helps us. So yes, Bill, I will throw that on the poll at SD Prep Insider, and we'll tag Raymond so you can get everything. Raymond, thank you very much for joining us. We will be on the look for everything that you are doing kick-ass video this year wise online. And we'll talk to you soon, my man.
All right. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.